Yeah, what up, what up, what up, what up? Guys, as you enter the room, let me know that the audio and the visual is coming through A-OK. We're going to wait a little second for a couple of people to get in here. I know that this is an impromptu stream, but I wanted to get the conversation going, and I wanted to go in on this particular topic right now. What's good, chat? How y'all doing? King, I see you. Jordan, I see you. You good? All right, fantastic. I appreciate that, my G. CT4 Real, I see you. Guys, come in, come in, come in. We got a fantastic discussion for you guys here today. I'm actually really excited about going over what it is that I'm about to go over here right now. Well, while folks are coming in here, so do understand. So last week I did a discussion specific to wealth and money mindset, and I went over kind of a couple of key things that I think that it's important for you guys to focus in on and hone in on as you're going on your path and your walk of life to uncovering the best version of yourself. And then hopefully there's a degree of a strategic money mindset or a wealth mindset within that. Now, within that stream as well, I also took the time out to apologize because it had been 8 to 9 months before the last time that I did a conversation like that before. So I apologize during that discussion. And, you guys are going to be seeing a couple of more conversations with me, maybe not on a weekly cadence or a weekly basis, but I think that it's important for me to continue, which is with one of the initial reasons for starting off on this channel. And that really was to take some of the thoughts, mindsets, and ideologies of folks within the certain rooms that I'd be into and then disseminate this information to the mainstream audience so that they can particularly benefit from. Okay. So I did that conversation last week and I'm back here again. Okay. Shout out to everybody that's coming down into the building. We're going to get started here in a quick second. I see a couple of people that's down up in here. Guys, when you come in here, hit on the like button and all of that good stuff like that. And then I guarantee you we're going to get into this conversation. House of Haas, I see you. Frugal in the building. Stacy, I see you. Tech Man, I see you. Guys, also know this, a couple of housekeeping notes before we get this conversation started. So as per last week, I also added in subscriber chat within the live stream right now. So you got to be subscribed to the channel in order to talk within the live stream with your fellow live stream goers. And again, I'm doing that because I get so many comments on the channel of folks saying, yo, listen, I was definitely subscribed to your channel and I don't know what's up with YouTube, but they unsubscribed me for the channel. I don't know what that really means with YouTubers doing that on purpose. I kind of think of it as actually good for the channel as well, because the subscriber count on everybody's channel is really just a vanity metric. It has really nothing to do with the amount and the current amount of people that are actually watching the content. So maybe unsubscribing them is beneficial because they'll notice that they'll be unsubscribed and then resubscribe again, which will get them back into the feed and my algorithm. I don't know. I don't know if YouTube has a reason for doing that, but it happens so often that like I've just decided to put on a subscriber chat for you to be able to participate in this conversation. So yeah. Get the notepad ready. Get the notepad ready. We'll go in there and get active. All right. A couple other quick housekeeping notes as well. I'm going to be having a conversation later tonight. Shout out to the Patreon gang. Shout out to the Discord game. I'm going to be having a conversation later on tonight specific to wealth as well. And it's going to be specific to estate planning. We got a couple of Patreon members that are actually financial planners, financial advisors. So they're well versed in these topics. So we're going to be doing that later. That'll be later today at 8 p.m. Eastern today. There's a link to the Patreon down in the description box down below. And listen, there's so many benefits to different tiers within the Patreon. I still say it's the best Patreon on this side of YouTube. We got a whole bunch of people out there that can corroborate that as well. But if you guys are looking to enhance your money mindset, your wealth mindset, as well as so much more, your masculinity, so many other things within it. But again, click up, see the things that are in store. But today, as with every Wednesday, we're doing a wealth chat Wednesday, and today is going to be on estate planning. I don't have as much time today, but I may open the lines depending upon how long that this takes me to be able to do. Okay. Shout out to everybody that's down into the building. we should be over 100 likes at this point. I know we just started. We should be over 100 likes. Guys, do me a favor and hit on that like button for me. Would wholeheartedly appreciate it. All right, so guys, you see the name of this stream right now. Shit, I didn't bring something to drink. Sorry. You see the name of the stream right now. Name of the stream is 4 lessons my pops taught me that created a money or a wealth mindset that inevitably helped me to be wealthy going into the future. So last week, what did we talked about? We talked about what do millionaires do? What is their mindset, right? As they think about how they live out, strategize their life. And what is it that I said? I said that they strategize their life with a money mindset and that they abide by certain money philosophies. Okay. So now I want to be able to talk about my initial development to hopefully help you guys think through the different decisions that you are making them and how you are making them. But it's coming from inspiration from my pops. Now, the reason why I decided to do this particular conversation here today is that I uploaded a YouTube short not too long ago, right? I was back home. I was visiting. It was my pop's 65th birthday. And I decided to surprise him. And honestly, I got such an overwhelming response on my YouTube short as well as on my Instagram that it inspired me to create this content because he had so much influence in the person that I am today. For those that are unaware of what it is that I'm talking about, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play just a really quick snippet of what that is, just so we can all come up to speed. Here it goes.
He's not looking.
Oh, you set me up.
We got him good. Got him good. Sit on the couch with Cole.
He was sitting there just like nothing.
Huh?
He was on the couch when you called, sitting.
That's a proud father right there. That's a proud father. And let me also address something real quick. All right. I was recording on my phone. All right. Because listen, the person who had the video, who was actually taping this, she's very notorious for taping terribly. Okay. she's super notorious for being shitty behind the camera. And I knew it was going to be a good surprise. I actually hadn't surprised him like this in almost a decade. And I knew if we were able to get back home, if I was able to get back home and he not know, it was going to be a fantastic surprise. You know what I'm saying? So the phone in my hand was the insurance just in case. So I still got that footage. Maybe I'll let that footage go. But you guys already see it right here. But I got so many different comments that were just like, yo, man, put your guy, you know, why are you not hugging? He's hugging you. You're not hugging him back. And the reason is because I was taping on my phone. But what you guys can't see on the other side, I'm giving him a one-handed hug. Okay. I'm giving him a one-handed hug. Okay. All right. But listen, at the end of the day, I really wanted to post this as well because I wanted to show, you know, something that's often not shown on these platforms as well. And that's the love of a father to a son, a proud father to a son. You know, times like that, to be honest with you guys, I was a little bit worrisome about sharing personal information like this just for the sake of just being on the internet. But I thought that the benefit of showing this dynamic far outweighed the potential cost. So I really wanted to share it with you. And also as well, when I talk to you guys all day about, you know, the influence of my father on my life, you can see it right there. You understand what I'm saying? You can see it right there. So that was it. I'm gonna play you guys another quick clip as well as the first time that I actually introduced my father on the channel. Shout out to Wrench Turner in the building. Keep pushing, brother. Shout out, my G. We had Wrench in there doing a Manhood Monday down in the Patreon. Did a exquisite and a fantastic job. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate the $20 super chat. All right. But yeah. So anyway, that's what influenced me to do this particular chat, to kind of share within this moment with you guys and also talk about how his influence within my life with being the father that he was, right, is disciplining me within the different stages of life and how he did, fortified my mind to be able to create wealth into the future. So I wanted to pass a couple of these gems to you guys as well. Now, listen, here is the first time that I actually had him featured on the channel was down in the video where I said I paid off my $300,000 mortgage in just 2 years. My father is beyond proud. So let me share this up on the screen real quick, just so I can make it real for you guys, because I'm sure a lot of you guys probably actually haven't seen this video as well. So let's dive in there real quick. It's been 2.5 years from undergrad. When I was doing, I started
Actually, I think it starts right here.
So it was just as much a surprise to him as anybody. So I wanted to share with you guys that particular conversation. All right.
How are you, son?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just sitting here. My face hurts from smiling so much.
Why is that?
That's another first.
What?
You're the first person in the family to get an MBA. First person in the family well, I don't know about the whole family, but in this family here, they have a new car. Because I ain't never had a new car. Can't afford it.
Yeah.
And first person to pay off his house in 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's unbelievable. That's something, man. Wow.
Yeah.
That's putting your money in the right places where you're really setting your life up for later.
Mm-hmm.
You really are.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's like money in the bank too. You know? So
because it's an investment.
Huh?
I say because it's an investment, because it's different than a car, because it's a depreciating asset, but this home is not going to depreciate. So it's I think it's money well spent.
Well, the thing is that you're not paying interest on a loan anymore, too.
Mm-hmm.
So then that adds to your money.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you do go to sell it, it's not like you got to pay off a mortgage to see any kind of profit, on that, because you've either, you didn't refinance, you didn't do all those things. So, but you absolutely did what most Americans can't do, let alone think of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Yeah, I can't begin to tell you. That's a real proud moment.
Wow. I mean, all right. I just wanted to share those 2 clips with you guys in order to further hone in on that point of the influence within my life. So let's get right into the content right now. So before also getting into it as well, let me also talk about this. I mentioned this on my last stream, is that I really want to be clear with you guys when I talk about the purpose of me doing this. And again, it's not bragging, being braggadocious about kind of where it is that I'm at in life, but to continue to push information to you guys to upgrade the way that you think about things, in a way to say that, I'm a firm believer that you cannot dream what you cannot see. So I want to make it clear for you guys, right, through what it is that I'm able to accomplish, while also doubling back into that I am no different than any of you guys. I'm no smarter. There's no other roadblocks or push-ups from society. I was raised in a single parent household, and my dad's a school teacher, or was one. He retired. You see what I'm saying? A music teacher at that, right? So money was not in abundance, but the mindset was, right? So I want to be able to continue to push these ideas to you guys so you can understand all of these different things to help you in your route of life. So class is in session. Get out your notebooks and let's get active. All right. Now, here's what I'm going to start out with. Okay. This is one of the first things that I could remember when I thought about the things that my pops used to teach me. This is one of the first things that I could think about. And this is a story. Okay. So we ain't getting story time right now. The year was 1996. All right. 1996 was a very pivotal year. Very pivotal year. One of the reasons why it was a pivotal year, it was the year that Nintendo 64 came out. Okay. Yeah. Back in the day. All right. Now, at the time, all right, I am a child, and I am a gamer, like legitimately. I still call myself a gamer today, but at the time, I'm a full-fledged gamer. You understand what I'm saying? So, new system came out, all right, and Mario 64 came out, all right. That was a real year. That was a pivotal year for gaming. Pivotal year, all right. Now, it obviously came out sometime in 1996 before Christmas. So on my Christmas list, guess what was top on my Christmas list? Listen, at the time, 3D gaming, 3D platformers, right? Like it couldn't be touched. The graphics that existed in Mario 64, you're like, y'all got it good here today. All right. Y'all got it good here today. But what existed during the time was incredible for that time, for 1996. So I had this at top of my list, okay? Because I couldn't afford it. I was too young. Didn't have a job. So at the top of my list, I said, Dad, listen, I know Santa's not real. I know you're Santa. He's like, oh, I didn't know that you knew that, right? I'm like, listen, this is what I want at the top of my list. The first thing that he said back to me is, I don't want to get your hopes up, but I ain't got it. Okay. I ain't got it. All right. I thought literally, and through the months of him telling me that he's not going to get it and he doesn't got it, I thought literally he was going to surprise me the same way that I surprised him in this video. You understand me? But Christmas came and then Christmas went, and I never got the particular system. So I go to him one day and I'm like, hey, listen, I know you couldn't get it at that time, but could you get it now? He said, no, I still ain't got it. Things are tight around here. All right. But he said, why don't you get it yourself? All right. So boom, it went off in my mind. Okay, what are the things that I can do in order to work up to getting this system? I want to say at the time it was like $350 or something like that. Now, I did have some odd hundreds of dollars already saved up from like previous birthdays and things like that. And I was saving it up for a rainy day. So I had concocted a particular scheme. And what was that scheme? Well, my dad used to have these music sessions down into the basement. And I know like when people used to come over, they would sit in this particular couch. They would sit in this particular couch. All right. And when I got up from this particular couch, there'd always be money in this bitch. Like always, there would always be money. So I then went a couple of months, always checking this couch as well as other things that was around. You know what I'm saying? Like car doors and things like that. And I eventually accumulated an extra $150 after doing this a couple of months later to afford the N64. Okay. So at the point that I had the N64, wait, hold up real quick. Shut up. All right. There's no luck with this. I've been making six figures for almost a decade now. Before YouTube. What are you talking about? Anyway. So, all right, I had enough money. Okay. I had enough money. So I went to my pops and I say, hey, I got enough money now. We just came back from the bank. I just counted it up. I have enough money to go get it. Why don't we go get it? Why don't we go get it? Okay. And he said to me, I know that you have enough money right now. I know that you have enough in order to get it. But do you really need it? I said, yeah, I really need it. Don't you see the graphics? Don't you see what's happening? He said, do you really need it? Or do you just want it? And I talked about this on the last stream. It's defining your needs versus your wants. Because even at your young age, you don't know what's going to be an emergency in your life. So he began to start already introducing the idea of an emergency fund within my life, as well as introducing the idea of a need, truly a need versus a want. What is truly a want? Okay. So after thinking about it for the next couple of days, I decided not to get it. Plus, one of the neighbors had actually got it, so it made the decision a lot more easier. I could just go over there and just ransack their living room couch whenever I needed to play that. Now, here's what I decided to actually do with that money, okay? Because at the time, I was interested in art, and I decided to go out and get some art supplies, okay? I decided to go out and get some art supplies, which didn't take away all of this extra money that I had right now, okay? But I decided to go out and to go get some art supplies with that money as, okay, and aside to what my original plan was, Okay. So I got all these art supplies. I began drawing and drawing and drawing. There sparked my creative mind. And even today, there's concepts that I learned there during that time, which I use even on my YouTube channel. Okay. So when I'm thinking about the idea of the lesson within that, do understand this as well, is that along with the other two lessons that I just talked to you about within that story, what also came up is this idea of, am I spending my money to create something for other people to be able to consume the art supplies? Or am I spending money to particularly consume something from other people, i.e., the Nintendo 64? All right. So as I think about living out my life, I always have the idea in my mind, am I generating my time and or my money to creating something, or am I generating my time and or money with consuming something? And I think this right here, that lesson right there amongst this whole story is one of the major lessons within that. Because if you take an honest look and an honest audit of your life, and what you say, and if you think through how much time in a given day, even outside of your work, are you taking time to consume entertainment, right? To consume the Netflix, to consume the streaming, whatever the streaming services is, to consume the social medias, to consume all of this entertainment versus the art of creating something, right? Or the art of learning something to create something. I know we just had a hater that was down up in here. It's so crazy because you motherfuckers subscribing to talk shit, which is hilarious. It shows how much of a loser that some of these people out here are. You know what I'm saying? But like just even the idea of consuming versus creating goes hand in hand actually with this YouTube channel right now. Okay. The tens of thousands of hours that I put into the gym to make this what this is today. And listen, at the end of the day, a lot of people such as what's this guy's name? Three Kings, was it? And don't block him either because this is great content. Okay. Because like dudes like this right here, they're just complainers. All they do is that they just see people at the end of the road and just say, oh, you just got lucky. And you didn't put any hours into the gym in order to make your reality true. And they sit all day on their couch, capping about their life, what they have equivalated up into, right? How much that they actually contribute, how much that they actually work, and don't understand the years that people put into the gym to create something and have absolutely no idea. That's why that they don't respect it. That's why they sit back overweight on their couch with the remote on their hip, acting like they know everything. But they have absolutely no idea because they don't understand what the difference is to creating entertainment versus consuming. They're consumed with consuming. Okay. But I have to break it down to you like that because often people like this will come into your life and inflict torment within your mental to make it seem like the things that you have accomplished ain't worth a damn and is not worth shit. The thing is that these people are forever contrarians. They will forever be an abyss level thinker until they evolve where they can see the forest beyond the trees of people that are actually getting and actually doing the damn thing. So what I'm saying to you guys is, what are the things that you are actually doing in order to get that? When people look at LeBron James playing basketball, or when people look at Kevin Hart, let's say, up on stage, and they don't know the hours in the gym that it took here. And some people think he's funny. Some people think that he's not funny. But I remember back when I was at undergrad, almost goddamn 20 years ago, watching Kevin Hart perform in my gymnasium at school to a crowd of like 200 people. And now, through decades of work, perfecting and honing in on his craft and learning the things that he has to do to be the highest paid comedian in the land, okay? People take that for granted. All they do is that they show up to the show and then they're a cynic, or they appreciate his particular contributions for his style behind the mic and his style of comedy. But it's a huge problem today. All right. So here's the thing. Either you can stand back and let the contrarians force your decisions in life, or you can cut through the noise and understand what is your true purpose in life and understand what are you going to dedicate to create, as opposed to taking the easy route out that these armchair warriors will take and just consume for the rest of their life and then continue to complain about that. You understand what I'm saying? So that was, see, within that one whole story, you guys got 3 lessons that was fantastic, okay? But I got a whole bunch, I actually got 3 other lessons besides that as well, all right? God damn it, I forgot my water. I'm gonna go over there and get that real quick. I'm a little bit parched, okay? So within that, so what did I learn? All right, understanding the need versus the want, understanding the concepts of an emergency fund, and then also understanding, am I consuming entertainment and what is the value on my life? Or am I creating entertainment and what is the value on my life? And when I say creating entertainment, I'm using the word entertainment interchangeable with creating something that is valuable, okay, that other people will consume. Now, whether or not the other people is an employer, okay, you're going off getting an educational degree or certificate so an employer can show you more respect, or if it's just even going up on YouTube and looking at videos that are talking about money mindset, like this video is here right now. Shout out to Demon. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Okay. All right. So what's the next thing? What's the next thing? The next lesson that he taught me that I thought was extremely important for him to be able to teach me. Okay. And this one as well. It's very important. It actually still goes along with the first story that I told. And it's around budgeting. And one thing that I always, my pops always used to like joke with me regarding this. But if I would, you know what I'm saying, like come back home from school and I was like, hey, Dad, listen, there's this field trip, you know, and it's going to cost like an extra $40, da da da. The first thing that he will always say to me is, I'm broke. I ain't got it. I'm broke. I ain't got it. Broke solid. That's what he always used to tell me. I'm broke solid. Okay. I feel like it's like saying that you broke solid is like, I feel like I'm dipping back into the 70s lingo. I feel like if you say that you a broke solid individual, you might also say that you a jive turkey. You know what I'm saying? Like it's around the same time era. But as always used to tell me, right? Any of his friends call and they ask him for money, I'm broke solid. You understand what I'm saying? But to me, hearing him do that, although he might have been joking, he was joking probably a lot of the times that he would say that, it was a key money mindset that that he put within me, and it's around this idea of minimalism, okay? Which makes me challenge, again, needs versus wants, all right? As well as the idea of how much money that I should be contributing to things outside of my budget. Because listen, I say at the end of the day, all right, that you should always have a budget, but you can rest well within the idea of paying yourself first. Rest very well within that idea. When I say paying yourself first, what I think a lot of people don't do today is that they structure their budget with a pay yourself first mentality and in accords with investing money. Let me repeat that. People understand a budget. What they don't understand is outside of what are you spending for an expense line? Also, what are you spending to invest? Because a lot of people and most people in our culture here today don't even consider or think about investing. They don't think about paying themselves when they get their check, that investing should be a line item. It should absolutely be a line item. guys, again, I got a link down below to Webull, which is a brokerage account, which you guys can sign up for and then start investing today. You deposit $100, right? And you get 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. I got links down in this video that you can start today. And I don't care if you only have $5 to invest, $25 to invest, $1,000 to invest. But what you should do always is to create a line item in your budget to invest. You should. If you take a look at the stock market right now, and over the last 100 years, there hasn't been a 20-year time frame of investing into it that it has not risen. It has not gone up. Okay? I'm the type of investor of set it and then forget it. I dabble into ETFs and mutual funds and index funds. That's generally where I put my money because I don't want to dedicate any time to buying and trading and selling. I don't want to dedicate any time to that. I want to set it and forget it. And along with on my path as well, I'm going to be opening up other opportunities such as real estate as well. All right. But along this path of setting your budget within this pay yourself first mindset, you guys going to understand first it's your emergency fund. After you build up your emergency fund, start and begin to pay off your debts. As you're doing that, if your employer is offering taxable investment accounts with free money, like a lot of these employers say, invest up to this amount and we'll give you 50% of that amount. Okay, then you should be doing that at the same time. Why? Because it's free goddamn money. You should absolutely be doing that. All right. Once you get your debts paid off, well, then you increase your investment accounts, right? Increase your 401k, your IRA, your Roth. And then after that, you have to set a line item budget for your brokerage accounts, right? For your real estate opportunities. But this is where a lot of people fall short outside of not being able to pay back their budget, but they're not making a line item to be able to invest. If you got over 6 to 8 months of emergency fund inside your savings account, you're not doing it correct. And you must understand that. But again, the idea of I'm broke solid, I ain't got it. That's what my pops used to teach me. Okay. And I take that with me even today. Like even today, when I'm making purchases within my life, I'm still going out on Amazon. I'm still going out on eBay. Okay. I'll go drive over to Walmart if I got time. I'll go drive over to Best Buy. I'll go, make sure that I'm comparing and contrasting and saying, well, if I get this model, well, then, it's a higher model. It's this much more money, but what am I actually getting? I'm still doing all this stuff because I still maintain a mindset of I'm broke solid, I'm broke, and I ain't got it. Okay. And it's also going to help stave off something I'm going to go over here in a quick second as well. Because at the end of the day, when I go over content like this, you guys got to understand, especially as men, you're not going to get any help. You're not going to get any handouts. All right. Everything that you earn as a man will be yours only. Okay. Shout out to the countless stories that I go over on the channel. All right. Of said lady goes down to Atlanta for the weekend and doesn't have enough money to come back, sets up a GoFundMe. Oh, what about that story I did not too long ago of the lady in Vegas who got up on CNN with 3 kids and then got, what was it, like $200,000 or something like that before it was discovered that she was absolutely lying? Guys can't do that shit. All right. So I maintain the idea of I'm broke solid. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not a giving person. Doesn't mean that I'm not a giving person, but within the idea of being taken advantage of from a financial perspective, that's the mindset that I have. You always have to have a contrarian mindset if you want to stretch your dollar further. You understand what I'm saying? Also, not too long ago as well, my AC unit in my condo, as well as my water boiler, went out within a couple of months of each other. And because I had the emergency fund set up, when that couple of $1,000 bill came in month after month, I was able to do that and not have to put it on a credit card or whatever like that in order to be able to pay it off. So I can just pay it off right then and there and not worry about paying an interest rate to a bank that's got no business having even more of my money. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Shout out to the super chats that's coming in right now. Shout out to Digital Swag. Thank you so much, brother, for the $20 super chat. MTR, congrats, sir. Absolutely extraordinary. My mortgage balance is $11,000. Salute, my G. Congratulations on that. And I retire next year at 50. Shout out, brother. My brother was my mentor, and his knowledge was priceless, and the execution was key. Chocolate Dribble Studios in the house. That's an interesting. Hopefully not a. Well, it doesn't matter if you are. Is it you a porno company? Digital Swag. What's up? Chocolate Dribble Studios. What's going on? So, shout out though, my brother. I appreciate the $20 super chat. And this is the thing right here. This brother right here had conversations with someone in his life that was able to politic with him. Okay, regarding finances. I talked about this last week on my stream as well. The idea of surrounding yourself with people that have this vernacular, that have this language, is it extremely important to be able to do, because that's when your conversations go from, which I did in the club last Friday night, to, yo, how much money are you putting in your 401k? Oh shit, you putting 18%? Or excuse me, like $19,000 per year, whatever the max is right now. I think that max actually might be 20,000 at this given point. But you put in 20,000, you maxing out your 401k. Shit, what are the things that I got to do to restructure my budget within my life so I can maximize my 401k? All right. These are the conversations that just go lost on a community of people that don't even know that these conversations are happening. But like I told you guys before, we're going to stop that today. So I appreciate your support, my brother. All right. All right. Here's the next thing that was taught to me as well. All right. My bad. I'm looking at some of the comments. Here's the next thing that was taught to me as well. Okay. And it's this idea of and purpose of credit. All right. Now, my pop said to me, listen, we got to get you a credit card. I said, well, why? He said, because we got to establish you credit. Okay. We need to establish you a credit history. I was 18 years old. All right. I was 18 years old. I was about to go off to college. He said, we're going to open you up a bank account, right? And we're also going to open you up a credit card account. Here's what the debit card is going to be used for, but here's what the credit card is going to be used for. All right. Within that, your credit card has access to rewards, but here's the catch: pay the balance off every single month. All right. You guys got to understand the purpose of credit. Credit is to be used as a tool, nothing more, nothing less. Now, you get different sects of people, all right, that use the tool for varying different ways. All right. Now, the more advanced ways of using credit is to actually make more money, but you're leveraging yourself, which is I am not a particular fan of. Maybe later on in life, I'll leverage more in order to gain wealth. But as for right now, where I'm at in my money mindset, I don't like to do that. Okay. But the purpose, he said, that you should use it for is to build credit. And the best way to keep a high credit score, all right, is to make sure every month you are paying off the limit or paying off the debt that you put on that credit card, but be able to utilize it for the rewards that you have. Okay. The purpose is not ever to pay for things that you absolutely cannot afford. Only do this only if you run out of your emergency fund that you have established. And no one else can give you a loan, then you could put things on your credit card at that junction. Okay. He taught me very early on, and I'm forever grateful. Taught me very early on the purpose of credit and the purpose of credit cards. Now, what I will say is that there's a lot of people out here that use credit cards as a goddamn ATM. All right. And that's the wrong way to be able to do that. Let me also tell you guys another way that I know this. All right. One of my very first jobs was in a credit card center. All right. I started off selling, all right, sales for credit cards. Okay. My first sales experience. No way. Actually, no, I had another job. I actually sold for Javalia coffee back into the day. I forgot about that one. That was my first sales job, actually. My second, I'll do a whole other story about that job. Okay. Because I got fired. But my second sales job, all right, I was up at school. I was doing school full time, and then I was working part time. I was working for Bank of America, and they started me off cold calling customers to sell them credit cards, and I ended up doing so well at it that they hired me to be in collections. So I went from selling credit cards. You know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing today? Like, yeah, I want to tell you about this new 0% 18-month cashback reward. To a couple of months later, upgrading, and they ended up paying me a lot more extra money to collecting debt on the same credit cards. It was an eye-opening experience. Okay, because not only was I getting sales experience, but I was also getting experience utilizing computers, but then also I got keen insight to the debt crisis. And this is back in 2006, 2007. This is actually a year or so before the Great Recession. Okay. And also a year before I actually graduated from my undergraduate program. So I went out into the field and had all of this knowledge regarding credit given to me, not only by my pops, but then also at this position. Sorry, there was something up there. So that was the third lesson that I was taught. Now here's the fourth lesson. All right, maybe I'll open up the phone line so we can get some conversations in here real quick. Actually, we'll see. Let me drop a link down in here real quick. Let me see if anyone wants to come up and have a money mindset discussion or to ask a particular question. Let's see if anyone comes in. Yeah, I only use credit cards too. I put everything that I can on my credit card and I just collect the rewards, but I make sure that I'm paying off the balance before it revolves, before that interest rate takes place. I always do that. All right. But for every single purchase, I use a credit card. Okay. Shout out to Andrew. I appreciate that, my brother. All right. All right. Here's the other thing that was taught. Okay. Guys, I see you guys going into this particular chat. Turn on your visuals as well. Would appreciate that if you guys turn on your visuals. All right. Here's the next thing that was very important. All right. He taught me that there's nothing in this life that is free. Nothing. Okay. Nothing is guaranteed. All right. And nothing is too good to be true. And I have to be able to talk about this one because oftentimes I see folks getting tricked by different charlatans or different scams, okay, from a monetary perspective. All right. Now, I do have a story for this one as well. My pops told me a story back in the day. All right. For all my New York cats, he was on the Ave. He was on Jamaica Ave in Queens, New York. This is back in the early 80s. This is before I was actually born. All right. He was up on the Ave and he came across a hardware salesman on the street. All right. This wasn't a brick and mortar store. This was on the street. All right. This hardware salesman was selling a TV for very cheap. Let's just keep it there. Was selling a TV very cheap. All right. He bought said TV. All right. He's looking at the TV. He's watching them put said TV into the carton. They put it into the carton. Right. They give him the TV. He goes home. He pays them the money. He goes home smiling because of this new TV that he got for the low on the Ave. He goes home and there's cinder blocks in the TV. Like there's cinder blocks in the TV. So he saw the TV, but he didn't think to look inside of the TV. And there was cinder blocks inside the television set. Inside the television set. All right. He said that he went back up to the Ave with his engagement tools in hand. All right. But then they weren't there anymore. So, like I said, guys, now there's not to say there's not things that you can come up on, but there's always a price. If you get goods like that, well, then it can be stolen. All right. And with the tracking devices in these machines nowadays, it may come back to bite you in the ass. Okay. But I try to live my life, especially from a monetary perspective, as high integrity as what I absolutely and positively can. Positively can. And within that, I don't let the fear of missing out, okay, they call that FOMO in the crypto space. I don't let that fear, okay, dissuade me from not participating or making an emotional or irrationally based decision, all right, to get into something. And I have to be able to talk about this. Read the terms, be contrarians, all right? Read the terms, be contrarians, double check, all right? Do this without failing throughout your life. You have to be very specific and intentional about what you're doing with your time as well as your money. I mean, name the crazy scheme out there. They got the multi-level marketing pyramid schemes. I'm not going to name any names right now, but you guys already know what they are, okay? They got those that come up and create YouTube channels that talk about cryptocurrency as if it's not as volatile as what it actually is. All right. Now, that's not particularly a scam. I'm invested in the cryptocurrency, actually. All right. But there are scam coins out there for sure. For sure. Where's a goddamn 12-year-old up in goddamn China who created some shit, put it up on a website and say, hey, come and get the tokens, and maybe reached out to one of the Paul brothers, allegedly, to put a known face behind their shit coin. Okay. And then you get shitted out of your money. All right. But money doesn't grow on trees. And just like I talked about when I started this particular live stream, okay, the amount of time, energy, and effort to create actual goods and services, you cannot underestimate that. But if you get through your life and you're not happy with where you are, you have to take an honest audit on yourself and your life and say, how far or how much did I work to get here? Because at the end of the day, the victim mentality, shit like that, the complainers, the naysayers, I have no sympathy for you at all. And you have to understand that as men, no one else will have sympathy for you at all as well. But for those that are trying, for those that are down on like my Patreon and shit like that, that are actively getting it, that participate in Man Mondays, that participate in Wealth Chat Wednesdays, for them, oh, I got time. All right. But yeah, my pops got done dirty. My pops got done dirty. And he told it to me. I was like, damn. All right. But guys, listen, you could go down into the sector right now and take a look at the next best hype beast that's promoting some shit and they're selling the lifestyle, but you get confused. You're stuck in the genjutsu of the lifestyle and you think that whatever they're selling along with them is intertwined with their lifestyle. Or they got there selling you their lifestyle. You have to be able to pick up on these things. You have to. It's incumbent on you as men to know, love, and understand these different things. Okay. Shout out to Native Rain. Appreciate the $10 super chat, my G. All right, we're gonna open up the phone lines just for a little bit of time. Okay. Why is this video low on views? I don't know, my brother. You know what I'm saying? We talk about money. They complain about me not talking about money, and I'm over here talking about money. And if I'm over here talking about the entertainment stuff on the channel, oh, we're going to 5x the views on this channel. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I will say that the particular views on the financial focus live streams and podcasts, they used to get me down. But I'm gonna try to continue to push this content. But at the end of the day, if I gotta course correct later on and go heads deep on my Patreon, then that's what I gotta do. In order to be able to bring the content to those that are actually looking for the information. But shout out to everybody that joined. I wholeheartedly appreciate your participation. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, I'm gonna bring some folks up here real quick. I do have a jiu-jitsu class in a little while as well. So we're gonna keep it short. We're gonna keep it sweet. Shout out to the brothers that's down there right now. I'm gonna bring you up. Also, I'm gonna say this as well. Again, guys, today at 8 p.m. Eastern, within my Discord servers, Wealth Chat Wednesdays, we're gonna be talking about estate planning. We go through these chats on a weekly basis. If you guys are focusing in on increasing your financial education, learning more, we got financial planners, financial advisors back in there, those who work in the financial industry from a commercial perspective. You got me back in there, and so many other folks that are focusing on increasing their value and their contributions to themselves as well as to society. If you're interested, link to the Patreon down in the description box down below. All right. First to the stage. What up, Roderick?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Chilling, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good. I've been watching your content and a few other Red Pill people for a little while, but the problem I'm having is that...
Is this a financial question, brother?
Yes, it is.
Okay, go ahead, bro. Okay, go ahead.
I struggle with not wanting it enough, and I know you
Okay.
just the victim mentality, and I struggle with that. I won't lie. This is my third year of college now, and I genuinely don't have a zeal.
Okay, let me talk to you. My third year in college, I didn't have the zeal or the zest either. I didn't have it either. And I want you to understand this. I've said this a bunch of times on my channel. I don't know how long you've been following the channel. Figuring out your purpose or your why in life is one of the most important things, yet one of the most taxing things that you'll ever try to be able to figure it out. The reason that you don't have that push or you don't have that force behind you that you might see that's coming from me within my channel is because you haven't figured it out yet. You haven't figured it out. Here's the thing. You may not figure it out for the next couple of years, but here's my question to you. What things are you actively involving yourself into to be able to figure it out?
To be truthful, not much. I mean, I started working, trying to stack some money to the side, hoping that me getting into the workspace would help jog some things. But to be truthful, no.
Yeah. So what are you involved in on your campus?
So I'm not in school at this moment.
Oh, I thought you said you were. My bad.
Well, what happens is I'm doing online courses because of things with everything going on. So I'm not presently on campus right now. Sorry.
Got it. Is the institution okay? So within that being said, so you're not involved with anything else? Like you can't get involved. I don't know what city that you're in, but you can't get involved in, let's say, like a Toastmasters, which is for speaking. Or let me tell you about something real quick before I keep on going on. Is that when I was trying to figure out my purpose in life as well, I consider myself a degree of not a contrarian. I'm talking about other words from the beginning of the stream, but I consider myself a hobbyist. So I went out and forced myself to try to do things in order to figure out what type of person that I actually was. This included getting into arts and crafts. This included I signed up to the city that I live in. They have, like, you know what I'm saying, you pay taxes and they have like this public gymnasium and they put on these public courses. So I started doing gymnastics. You understand what I'm saying? Like right now I'm doing martial arts. You understand? So it's because, and it's not necessarily that I had a drum kit. I went on eBay and bought a drum set. I put it in my crib and started looking at YouTube videos of me playing the drums. Now, not everything that I've done, I've actually stuck with, like I stuck to. Okay. But I tried. And that's the thing, is that although you might feel a degree of complacency or now the push, you have to understand that it's important for you to push yourself enough to at least try. And here's the thing. You could take it slow. You could do one thing every year, one thing every 8 months, but then try it for a little while so that you know. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in, brother. I appreciate your call.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks
Thank
for
you, sir.
answering.
All right, next to the stage. What up, David?
How you doing?
Chilling, bro. I see you got your name on your. Are you at the workplace right now, brother?
Yes, I am.
Salud, bro. Okay, what you got for me?
I'm having trouble because I discovered all this 6 months ago and a light bulb went off.
Yeah.
And I've been reading books and watching your shows and many others and trying to find my direction. And it's very hard. And the fact of the add on is that I get attacked because of my new ideology. We could do black as a black man. I discovered that I could do better without the doubt and all the ghetto stuff that I live around. And I had two sons, and I'm trying to teach them the right way, but I have to get myself in the right direction. And I'm just starting at 37, and I feel a sense of urgency, but I have nobody to go to. Everybody that I've been called a coon, I've been called I hate black people and
Hey,
all that
listen.
stuff. There's nobody I go to.
Who attacked you? Who attacked you?
The African American brothers that I work with.
All right. Well, with all due respect, F them. Okay. I don't care who attacks you. This is this crab in a barrel mentality that I haven't talked about on the stream, but trust me, I'm going to get into it on future streams as well. What I say in this stream as well, I say you got to cut through the noise. I talked about the hater shit. I called one out that subscribed to me on my channel that talked about some dumb shit, and I put it up on the screen, and I talked about that. There's people that will subscribe to you, proverbially speaking, but don't want you to succeed, that don't want you to thrive. You got to understand that. Being a leader or changing directions will piss people off. You have to understand that. But here's the thing. In being a man, especially a man that has 2 children, you have to lead by example. Who cares if people are calling you this, that, and the third? Who cares? First of all, you shouldn't even be associated with these types of people. Maybe you have to associate them from a work perspective, but leave it at work. They shouldn't be anywhere near your aura or your presence to give that type of energy to you to the degree that it affects you, that it gets you someplace where you have to question what it is that you have to do.
And the thing about that is that I don't have nobody to bounce ideas off to know if I'm going in the right direction.
Well, then you should join my
I'm
Patreon,
late.
brother. Well, then you should join my. That's what my Patreon is for. My Patreon is dudes that want to be able to bounce ideas off of other dudes in the same struggle, that are trying to find themselves, that are trying to go on this wealth path, that are trying to understand how to be the best fathers for their sons, that are trying to create a future for themselves that their parents couldn't create for them. Well, then you got to surround yourself with more people that speak that type of language. That's not with the bullshit.
That's the hard part right there. Surrounding myself. The friends that I have, I still love them, but they still stuck into the old ideology, the same thing they was doing in high school and stuff. And I've been working since I was 13. I was making $5.15 an hour. I just recently turned 37 and I just got this job and I'm making 22 an hour.
That's what's up, bro. I started my life making $5.15 an hour too. I was a camp counselor. But again,
I really
brother,
want to get where you at. I'm honest to God, I want to get where you at and not have to worry. And I want to teach my sons to be ready for the situations out there. This is just black men personally. This is a totally separation for the women part. Yeah. But it's just within myself. I don't have nobody that's on the same plane as me to talk to. And it's hard out here by ourselves.
Hey, listen. So we've identified what the issue is. You remove the people about your life that talk that bullshit. I've identified a solution as well, which is you could join the Patreon to surround yourself with people that talk that noise. All right. But thank you so much for calling in, brother. I appreciate the call. All right.
I appreciate you, sir.
Yes,
Keep
sir.
going. I'm here for the financial things. I'm here too. Even if it's small, I'm behind you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, David. Peace, brother.
Thank you.
Shout out to Sarah. Yeah, the Patreon's for women as well. Now it's for men, but we make accommodations for women as well. So, like, for example, when we do Man Monday, the women they can chime in on, they can come in and sit in on the conversation because, they got fathers in their lives. They got brothers within their lives. They got uncles within their lives. Okay. They may have sons within their lives. So they could hear men's perspectives, but they can't talk during that discussion. But during the wealth chats and the conversations, they can absolutely participate as well. And then as well as we got so many other resources as well. Like honestly, it's been the weirdest shit because being an admin of the Discord server and I'm watching how women talk to each other. I'm just like, oh my God, you guys talk to each other not the same way guys talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? It's completely different. It blew my goddamn mind. But they do their weekly chats and they talk about like, I don't know, like girl shit, like dresses and hair and shit like that. I don't know. Guys don't do that shit. But yeah, we make accommodations for women as well. Okay. Shout out to Water Woman 69. That's why your dad got that great birthday surprise. Shout out to Water Woman 69. I appreciate that wholeheartedly. Yeah, he lost his mind over that. But, you know, it's an absolute benefit to be able to give back to those that have given back to you. I mean, my pops literally put his life on the line to be able to keep me in a secure and a disciplined environment to make all of these truths become my reality. And for that, I'm forever grateful for him. Okay. Next to the stage, we'll do this one real quick. Shout out to Willie. What up, Willie?
Hey, MTR. So my question is, how do I become more consistent with the work? Well, yeah, basically, how do I become more consistent, man?
When you say the work, when you say the work, what exactly are you referring to?
I'm referring to my options, because right now I'm going into school.
Yeah.
I go to a junior college out where I am.
Yeah.
And I also have a financial route that I'm taking. So it has to do with basically I want to be a stockbroker. I want to deal with people's stocks. Like you told me about Weeble over one of your older streams. So yeah.
So when you ask the question about consistency, are you talking about the amount of hours in a week that you are spending creating the man that you want to be? Is that what you mean?
I guess you could say that. Yeah. Like
okay, I want you to get clear on that. Okay, because I think that it's an ambiguous question. When you talk about consistency, is it consistency in learning things? Is it consistency with developing your financial acumen and education? Is it consistency, right? Like, or is it just like budgeting all of your time? Or is it actually making sure that you're getting up and you're doing it every day?
Actually getting up and doing it. That's where I'm struggling.
Here's how. You have to anchor yourself in a why. You have to anchor yourself in a why that actually makes sense to you. You have to. You can't just float through life and exist without having an overarching why. One of my overarching whys, frankly and honestly, was to make my pops happy, to make my pops proud, because I knew the things that he did in his life to sacrifice to make sure that I grew up the way that I did in a single parent household, that I just wanted to be able to prove, oh no, I got this. Like you made me the man that I was supposed to be. And in fact, I think you did it a little bit too good because I could have left the house when I was like 16 years old, 15, 16 years old. I'm pretty sure I could have. but I say all that to say I'm kind of being tongue in cheek, but you have to, and I don't know what it is for you, but you have to establish your why. You have to anchor yourself in what is the capacity to make me get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and to study these notes. Okay. And sometimes your why can be intrinsic to you. Sometimes your why can be some future goal, right? It could be creation of a family, right? It could be, listen, I don't want to make time for women right now, but I'm delaying my gratification of the best viscous innards that I can potentially get because I'm going to work now and then I'm going to enjoy it later. That's some guys' why as well. Okay. But you have to be able to figure out your why for you and eliminate your distractions on that path and that road. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy yourself from time to time, my brother. I enjoyed myself. I took trips all crazy. I took in my young 20s. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay, so you got some time. I didn't take my first trip till I was about 22, 23 or something like that. So you got some time. At 18 years old, you have a similar issue with the first younger brother that called in the idea of getting that zeal, I think that he called that, okay? And I think, I might have said this to him as well, but I'm saying it to you right now, is that you have to identify for you not only your purpose, but also along with identifying your purpose, you'll also figure out your why that grounds you, okay? Some people have a religious why, okay? That will ground you in being able to perform. One of my other biggest whys as well was financial independence, okay? I want to be able to not need to have to work so I can do whatever with my time, because that's when I knew I get true power back, because I'm not beholden to someone else's time. I can just go up and go live whenever it is that I want to, because I'm not beholden to someone else's time. I can create my own time. And when I think about my personality and how I like to live my life, it is specific to being in control. Okay. And I wanted that control back. All right. But thank you, brother. Hopefully I answer your question. But let me get on to one more caller.
All right, then.
At least one more caller. But hopefully I
Appreciate
answered your question, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Shout out to that brother. All right. Damn it, I keep on looking to see where my water's where my water's at. I keep forgetting I forgot my water. I'm so parched. I'm so parched. Shout out to that brother. If I wasn't saying anything else to that brother, it'd be my brother. I appreciate you for calling in, but you need a little bit of lotion on those knuckles. Okay. Just a wee bit. Just a you know what I'm saying? Just a wee bit. I thought I was like looking over for my goddamn water. I was looking at that brother's knuckles like shit. His knuckles is making my mouth dry. Okay. What up, brother? What you laughing at?
I'm laughing at your jokes, man. That was funny. Man, it's
Shout
a
out,
pleasure, man.
how are you?
I'm doing well, man. Shout out to you, MCR.
Shout out, brother. I appreciate that 100%. All right, I got a couple more minutes, man. What's up, though?
All right, I got a two-part question. My first thing is, I just heard you talk about financial freedom and independence.
Yes,
So
sir.
I would say, what would be the best source of passive income for somebody in like maybe our age range? And if that is
Okay.
YouTube, what's the best way to start?
Yeah, YouTube's not passive. So let me correct that from Jump Street. So, well, let me back that up. Ad revenue on YouTube is not as passive as what a lot of people think. If I don't make content, I'm not really getting ad revenue. However, there are aspects of I'm getting feedback, brother. I don't know if you have me on YouTube. If you could turn down the volume a little bit.
I do not. I apologize.
Okay. Okay, I don't hear feedback anymore. Anyway, with YouTube, the way that you can make it passive is if you create a product and or service like on the back end outside of YouTube, but the algorithm is not very favorable unless you have a channel that's focused on key search terms, right? Like these channels that teach you, like, let's say Photoshop, for example. So someone in 2014 created a video that's still getting views today because people still bang with Photoshop. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you create a channel like that, but when you create a channel that's like hot topics and stuff like that, like, you know, the ad revenue is really not like that. So it's not really passive income as the way that I like to describe passive income. At the same time, the best I think is going to be determined on your appetite, on your financial appetite, whether or not you're a conservative person or not, right? Like for me, it's investing. It's opening up a Webull account and then putting money in an ETF, right? Like a mutual fund and an index fund. That's what it is for me. Like, you know, but in the future, I'm also going to start to get into real estate more often as well in order to kind of increase that portfolio. But for right now, what I'm doing with my extra funds is I'm just throwing it into the market, and as well as throwing it into different things that can get me dividends as well. All right. And what was your second question?
Well, yeah, that was really my part. Just so much so, like as far as passive income, what's the best option? You answered it perfectly, and the other part was if it was YouTube, how do you go about that? So I think you answered both parts perfectly.
Yes, sir. You just got to understand that to me, and as well as Warren Buffett, and I like listening to financial things from Warren Buffett. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, my brother. Set it and forget it. All right, set it and forget it. All right, you can't go wrong. All right, my brother.
Man. Have a good one, man.
All right, brother. Peace. All right, guys. I gotta head out of here. I apologize to all of the folks that are still down into the lobby that want to be able to talk. Guys, just listen. Call back in at a later time when we do one of these conversations as well. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, where we can do another wealth chat conversation. All right, we could be talking about estate planning, your will, trust, things like that. And we might also get into other conversations as well. But if you want behind the scenes, if you want 24/7 access to this platform, to this movement, to understand where we're going, then you already know where to find me. Also, we're having the lead attorney is going to be coming in on my Patreon on Monday. Y'all know the lead attorney. He's over there cooking over there. Shout out to that brother. All right. He's coming in on the Patreon. We're going to be doing a private discussion, a private stream, all right, as well. This upcoming Monday, the 13th. Excited to have that brother come through to talk about some shit right there. Man shit, all right? shit that we need to be able to talk about. All right. So, guys, listen again. I appreciate the discussion. I appreciate your participation. Shout out to all the callers that called in. I wouldn't be here without you guys. Continue to share, continue to like. I do this for y'all. I truly do. I do this for y'all. I do this for y'all. I want to take the knowledge and the things that I've extracted in these different rooms, right? Being in corporate America, getting my MBA, paying off my mortgage, building wealth, being a 1% man. I want to extract all of these things and just as much as I goddamn can. I want to continue to uplift you as well as the community. All right. Until next time, YouTube. Peace. Now I'm about to go to jiu-jitsu and get beat up for the next hour. Shout out, everybody. Shout out.